I'm Housekeys and welcome to my bleaching my hair video. In this video I'm going to show you how I go from this to this right here. Not all of it, obviously. My hair has been white for a while, or at least close to platinum blonde, kind of, for about 3 years now. But mostly this is about bleaching my roots, and my hair is very dark. Like, it comes in really dark. Like, it's definitely black. There's no brown about it. It's black. So I'm going to show you like what products I use, how I mix them together, how much time I leave stuff in for, even how I part my hair for it. I hope you enjoy it and that you like it, and maybe even, you know, if you wanted to bleach your hair, maybe this like would help you. Maybe, I'm hoping. So once more, here's what my roots look like. They are done, and you can also see my eyebrows up close too. Like, they're, you know, there's not a lot of, like, they're not really thick, but they are really dark, and there's a lot of hair in there. So alright, I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks.
So these are all the things you are going to need. Slow down on which products I actually use. I use the 30 and 20 volume developer. That is a Wella's T18 color. So alright, we're ready. This is my hair that I have not washed in 4 days. Feels a little gross because it's been sweaty and hot and muggy. And I spend a lot of my time outside as part of my job. But for the most part, it's still, you know, it's better than washing my hair every day. When your hair is this damaged, you really do not want to wash your hair every single day, especially if you heat style. If you need to heat style every time you know, dry your hair or whatever, this is not. Washing your hair every day is death for it. So, alright, I'm going to show you how I part my hair, because I need to part my hair completely before I even put bleach to it, because I cannot move quickly enough through my hair to get the bleach completely even. And that's why I'm kind of doing this with my roots, or I think they're maybe a ½ inch thick. It took me a long time to get hair this even, and I really just want to make sure the color stays even. You know, I'm not a professional. And you can really see it in that, you know, before I even mix the product, I have to divide my hair up into the 4 sections in order to, you know, get it down. So I actually try to leave the bleach on for at least 50 minutes on my roots. And so I give myself a 10-minute window for each section. And whatever I can get done in that 10 minutes, that's the hair. Like, I'll leave that section alone for 50 minutes after I finish my 10-minute section. So in all actuality, the bleach is on my hair no longer than 60 minutes. And so in order to get my straight lines, I brush it forward like that, and using my rat tail comb, I can get a pretty even line. Now, I need to be striving for a ½ inch, you know, thickness on these lines to make sure that the bleach, you know, doesn't end up in pockets, that there aren't like black spots because they're in the center of the part. But that's how I did it. You can see that. Now with this other side, I'm going to flip it over the other half. That way there's a seamless transition from the first half, and I wait for a little bit, into the second half, and I don't really have a lot of hair in my way. And it really just stays, you know, it also stays out of my way too while I'm mixing product. In mixing, I use a ratio of 1:1 with bleach and developer. 30 volume developer. I use sensitive scalp because I always end up burning my scalp anyway. So anything that can lessen the burns. And in fact, I actually mixed too much bleach in total. This was actually perfect. This was a 1.5 scoops, which means I needed a 1.5 scoops of developer. So I did that, and you're going to see me mix it up and stuff. And so I've done 1 part bleach to 2 part developer before, and it was not pretty. The product was on my hair for an hour, and it was still orange. So my hair was still really, really fried because the product was on for an hour, but it was only orange. And because my hair is so dark, I really do not have the luxury of being able to do that. You can only tone so much. You know, you really have to get it to like a pale, like gold even before toning can even start to work. So alright, I'm mixing it up. And I add a little, like a tiny bit more developer than bleach just to make sure that this consistency is doable because it can get really dry. So I waited. I scooped my cat's litter box. And so the bleach kind of expanded a little bit. And this is how I like it. A lot of people say, you know, you want to use the product immediately after you mix it, but I have found that it is much easier to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before you use it. The bleach is going to expand. And so if it's going to expand on your head, like it's going to leave air pockets. And maybe for somebody who's like better about getting through the hair than I am, you're able to go back through your hair and make sure you don't miss anything. But because it's such an ordeal when I do this, because I'm really not good at it, that I get black spots and I end up looking like a leopard at the end of it. So I let it expand just a little bit. And I do use foils to separate the layers, and you'll see how I do that. And so this also makes sure that the bleach doesn't, you know, move at all. And so this foil, it's attached to each other, so it's not like it's going to fall out of my hair. And actually, as I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, that was like the first time I've done this efficiently. So this is pretty great. Also, I guess my boyfriend was talking about wombat people. I don't know. So, I'm using a smaller brush. I know Sally sells like wider brushes. I'm using a smaller brush to really try and make sure that I do not get any bleach, any new bleach on any of my hair that is already white. Now, there is a little bit of wiggle room in that where the last time I did my roots, I think that was the orange time. So they're still a little goldish from toning and just general wear and tear. So I'm not really worried if I get a little bit of bleach in that area, and that's between the black and the white hair. But mostly I want to really make sure that the bleach does not get on that white hair. That would be awful. And at this point I think I'm noticing that some of my parts are probably more than a ½ inch thick, which means that I'm really worried that, you know, there's going to be spots in between, you know what I mean? That you're not going to get the bleach because you can't comb this through. I mean, you can, but I mean, in all actuality, like anything you can do to not disrupt your scalp is better. And so I was really concerned because I could have sworn that my phone said 424 when I first showed you guys, and now it says 504, and I was like, I really hope it didn't take me a ½ hour to do this. But I was obviously wrong. It said 454. So obviously I was right in the time span. So there's my 10 minutes section. And so I'm going to wait about 10 minutes before I start the next section. And I do this so that while I'm rinsing out the first half, the second half is still processing, and I have time to actually rinse out the first half and not worry about the second half being over processed. So that ends up working best for me. I do shampoo and conditioner between each kind of step, I guess. Bleaching, shampoo, conditioner, tone, shampoo and conditioner, and then like color lock. And I do this mostly because every salon I've gone to has done that in between the processes. And so I don't use a shampoo or conditioner that really leaves a lot of stuff in there, if that makes any sense. The shampoo I used had no silicone, no parabens, no sulfates, and the conditioner I used was very, very cheap and watery and almost doesn't feel like conditioner at all when you're done with it. So I just figured it's better than nothing. So there's that. If you make a mistake, you can just go back over it. I was able to do it. If you saw the little half step there, it was weird, but I got it. And it didn't make a spot, which was really, really nice. And yeah, I was actually able to get behind my ears too. See, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is so that I can see how I'm doing this and see ways that I can improve it as well. 5:23, right on the money. Because if I record this, then I can keep track of it, and I can look at, okay, what worked, what didn't, because I'm horrible about keeping track of that. So I am checking the layers right now to make sure that what's going on. And it looks like that the second half that I had done is still kind of golden. I really want a pale yellow so that the White Lady, or, you know, formerly White Lady, now T18, can really do its job well. And I am in love with that toner because it works really super well. So taking the foils out will allow the bleach to dry a little bit, and then, you know, it's still kind of damaging your hair, but it's going to stop working. So alright, I have rinsed it out, and I'm starting to see that my hair is getting, you know, kind of craptacular with, like, the bleaching. And as you can also see, I missed a spot on my face, because I always miss spots on my face. But that's what it looked like at the top. It gets kind of scary. You just got to figure out, you know, what your scalp can take and what doesn't, what it can't take. And that is where I saw that I got bleach on way more of my hair than I'd actually wanted to, and that was kind of a problem. But at least I'm rinsing it out now. This is it rinsed out. This is what it looks like. It really doesn't look any different, which is kind of exciting. That is how I parted the back. I don't have any footage for how I did it, but I just parted it horizontally side to side, and it was really just one section. So that's the Wella T18. I mixed it with 20 volume developer, and I'm going to comb my hair out first. And this is where I started, like, I'm really thinking, like, oh man, things are getting hairy. You can see how stringy it is. It's hurting to brush it out or comb it out. It's scaring me a little bit, but I'm going to go forward because that's what I do. So, Wella T18, I ended up using the whole bottle, which was not correct. I did not need the whole bottle. If anything, I only needed half of the bottle, which was, I guess, 3/4 of a thing. Yeah, it's 3/4 of my little measuring cup there. And that makes me very angry because, as you'll see, I ended up putting it all over my head, and I didn't need to, and it made everything weird and dry. So I was told to make that sit until it was purple. I didn't feel like sitting that long waiting for it, so I just started putting it on. It's going to turn purple while I'm using it. That's fine. The thing is with this, though, is that it doesn't actually turn your hair purple. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh my gosh, don't leave it on for too long. I left it on for an hour, and my hair was not purple. And you saw in the intro video, that is the color it is right now. It was not purple. It's kind of white. I did shampoo once, but really, it really just put a little bit of yellow tones back. There was no purple. I left it in for an hour. It's amazing. It is really good, but it's really burny. And so I'm noticing that I have all sorts of product left. And I'm like, you know, I do not want to waste this, because once it's mixed, you can't put it away. You know what I mean? Like, that's not okay. Like, you can't do that. So that's when I decided to do the underparts of my hair, because the underparts of my hair like to hold on to color, and not even like actually hold on to color. They just like to turn darker blonde when you get color on them, and it's really frustrating because I'll have pink as an underlayer or anything like that, and then when it rinses out, it's a darker blonde under there. I'm like, really? You were white when I started. Why is this happening? So alright, everything is done. I'm putting in my after conditioner things. It's Ion Deep Repair, Argan Oil Treatment, and my moisture butter that I got from Sally's. Pretty much everything I got from Sally's. And I'm really worried. My scalp is really burned. I mean, it burns every time, so it gets burned every time. Even with the sensitive scalp developer 30 and 20 with the Wella. And my cat wanted to say hello. Yay!
Alright, so that's my video. My hair is a little fried. I didn't want to waste anything. I didn't want to waste any product. So my hair is a little fried. It's going to need a protein treatment. Always take really good care of your hair after you go through this. It's a big deal, and it feels dry and gross. So, that's that. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or curse words, please leave them in the comments below. This has been House Keys, bleaching my hair. Bye.